Tucker Carlson, of course, is under siege these days because of the myriad of problematic things he said that were, I think you could argue, racist in terms of folks from Iraq. They were certainly just grotesque. And, of course, his misogyny. And, of course, a tough month for him because he had Rutger Bregman on and refused to put him on because Bregman was questioning the premise of his most recent populist turn. Tucker's been so desperate that he actually had to have Dave Rubin on to defend him. And when the best you can do is to get a Dave Rubin on to defend you, you know you've got a problem. So he turns to Heather MacDonald. Who is Heather MacDonald?
She's like I think she might, I don't know if she coined Blue Lives Matter, but she wrote the book on it.
And
Yeah.
she also wrote an anti-diversity book.
Yeah, her most recent book is Anti-Diversity, the Diversity Delusion or something like that.
The Diversity Delusion. That's wonderful.
That's my book on cops.
And so here she is talking about how that bribery scheme of people probably similarly situated to Tucker and probably, for that matter, Heather MacDonald, what is really at the basis of that.
Country. We are paying for these institutions. They're in no sense private. None of them. I think 2, Hillsdale and Grove City. Everyone else takes federal funds. So why shouldn't we know? Why do they hide from us how they make these decisions?
Well, the main reason is because of the size of racial preferences. That's what they don't want anybody to know.
Pause it. Understand what the question is here. We give federal funds to these private institutions. Why is their admissions process not transparent? And we do know there have been multiple lawsuits as to opening up these admissions processes to make sure that they don't provide quotas for affirmative action. But yet, everything else is completely opaque, incidentally. Maybe it's just a coincidence that there's probably never been an occasion where someone has donated $1 million plus to a university where their children did not go there if they had children. I mean, I would be very curious to see that statistic. Like, what percentage of donors to a university who have children who go to college don't get into that school? I would place it somewhere around 0%. But that's not what they're hiding. What are they hiding, folks? Well, she's going to tell you. It's that they're hotbeds of diversity.
Well, the main reason is because of the size of racial preferences. That's what they don't want anybody to know. The fact that if you're applying to Harvard, being black gets you four times greater chance of being admitted than anybody else. This is much greater than legacy preferences.
I mean, first off, the idea that there is concern about that when these people are all these institutions are on the record of saying diversity is actually an attribute that we want in our institution, that it actually adds to the educational experience. Aside from the fact that I think this is stated directly, this is the ethnic diversity of the undergraduate students at Harvard University. You have Asian white is almost 44%, Asian 17%, non-resident alien is 12.3%, Hispanic Latino is 10.8%, Black or African American is 6.7%. Ethnicity unknown is 9.2%.
Legacy students make up around 14%.
That's weird, because that would be a number that is higher than. Oh well, I guess she could be saying like any non-whites, right? Any non-whites are higher than the legacy.
Tucker,
that's the
at
thing.
A certain point, it's just all the same.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's either you're either white or you're diverse. Right, under her auspices. And so all the non-whites are on one side and the legacies are on another.
It's not to even bring up all the other selective pressures kids go through on their way through high school.
Exactly.
Well, that's right. I mean, this has always been like, yeah. I mean, the context of the starting line by which you could even be in a position to slightly benefit in a ultra relative context, you're eliminating 99.999% of the story.
That's impressive, though, to go on there and push that. Super impressive.
And characteristic.